This WBTV high-definition program is sponsored by Time Warner Cable. WBTV News this morning starts right now.
The day is finally here. Summer is over for thousands of students in our area, and a new school year is about to begin. WBTV is the source for everything back to school. Welcome back. I'm Christine Nelson.
And I'm John Carter. It's your Monday, August 27th. And yes, it is the first day of school. We have a team of reporters providing you with the most reliable and extensive back-to-school coverage. Sky 3 is in the air right now over West Charlotte and the bus depot. Also, Dedrick Russell, Astrid Martinez explaining measures put in place this year to make sure your children are safe. We're also going to hear from Brian Stevenson and Cam-Man Ronley, both live a little bit later on.
Yeah, but first, Tropical Storm Isaac is pushing through the Gulf of Mexico right now. It is expected to become a Category 2 hurricane before making landfall this week. 2 states, Louisiana and Mississippi, have already declared emergencies as the storm zeroes in on their coastlines. Meteorologist Al Conklin is tracking Isaac and has new information about the tropical storm this morning. Al?
Holding its own right now, Christine. Top winds at 65 miles per hour. It's about 400 miles south-southeast of the Louisiana coast, moving west-northwestward. So they are battening down the hatches. Evacuations are underway, mandatory evacuations in South Louisiana. Meantime, it's heavy rain in Florida and rain off of the Carolina coast, but we are high and dry here this morning. I'll have more on Isaac with Maine weather coming up in just a few minutes. But it is a beautiful morning for the first day of school. Temperatures are in the 60s, 64 Mint Hill, 65 South Park, 66 Belmont up to Huntersville, and 63 around Weddington and Waxhaw. We've got clear skies this morning. You're out the door. Looks for a temperature of 68 degrees with plenty of sunshine. Now, this afternoon, it will be a warm one. Highs will be well up into the 80s. We'll take a look at the extended forecast in just a few minutes. 6:02, First Alert Traffic now with Tanya Rivens.
Thanks, Alan. Good morning. Your First Alert Traffic sponsored by Toyota of North Charlotte. As we check in the interstate, this is I-77 down by Westinghouse at the North Carolina-South Carolina state line, and traffic moving along. Of course, as the morning builds, we expect that to become a lot more congested. However, for now, no problems at all. Just wanted to check in again over on the Ballantyne area, where that road closure is going to have a huge impact starting on September 3rd through the 7th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Westbound Ballantyne Commons Parkway to North Community House to Johnston Road is going to be closed. You can use M Lane, Ray Road, or Lancaster Highway as great alternate routes. We've got more updates on the closures in that area coming up in just a few minutes. Christine, John, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Tanya. It is 6:02, and right now, Sky 3 over the school bus depot in West Charlotte. Take a look at those buses there, lights flashing. The parking lot there almost empty as the buses have headed out this morning. They're out there picking your kids up along their routes. Bus drivers practiced their bus routes all last week, making sure they get your kids to school on time. 950 buses are rolling out this morning from bus depots spread out through Mecklenburg County. So do use caution when you're out there around those buses and school bus stops. Now, not everyone is riding the bus, though, this morning. WBTV's Astrid Martinez is part of our live team coverage this morning. She's in South Charlotte. And Astrid, we're told that there will be increased police presence around schools this morning for the safety of students, especially for those students who are walking to school. Good morning.
Good morning, John. That's right. Hundreds of Charlotte-Mecklenburg students will be walking right across the street later this morning to get to school safely. Now, to make sure that everyone does get there safe, Charlotte-Mecklenburg police tell us there will be more officers running radar in and around the schools to help slow traffic for the next 2 weeks. Now, when it comes to crosswalks, officials from the Charlotte Department of Transportation, they ask that people don't cross mid-block and everyone should go to a marked crosswalk.
25% of the crashes in Charlotte are due to driver inattention. We ask that motorists put it down. Put down the cell phone, the food, the grooming. Pay attention to the children in the crosswalks.
Now, CDOT also says that make sure when you're walking to school every morning, make sure that motorists out there see you. Live in Charlotte, Astrid Martinez, WBTV, on your side.
All right, thanks, Astrid. WBTV's compiled a list of important CMS phone numbers for you. If you have any questions about transportation, student placement, meal plans, the number's right here on your screen. CMS hotline is listed under Bell Schedules. And you can also find these numbers and other important school information for our school district here in Charlotte-Mecklenburg, other school districts at the top of WBTV.com.
Well, now keeping students safe inside of schools is also a priority. CMS is beefing up security at 3 high schools this year. Dedrick Russell is live this morning in Southeast Charlotte. Dedrick, why are CMS police keeping a special eye on these 3 particular high schools that you're about to tell us about?
Well, Christine, those 3 schools in question are Harding University High School, Garinger, and Vance High Schools. You know, why? Because last year those schools had some problems. You know, those schools had some issues last year, including multiple arrests and some incidents. At Harding, there were fights, lockdowns, threatening, graffiti, and some tension in the hallways. Now, the student population changed at that school, and CMS quickly stepped in to try to calm things down. So more security was added at that school and other schools. We went by the neighborhood near Harding University High School, and people there believe CMS is doing the right thing by beefing up security.
So everybody can get a good education, I guess. Good learning environment.
They have more protection, you know, more protection, you know, and they won't have to be afraid.
Another tool that will be used are surveillance cameras on those campuses, and we are told this year those camera rooms will be monitored more often to try to detect any bad behavior. Live in Southeast Charlotte, Dedrick Russell, WBTV, on your side.
All right, Dedrick, thank you for that live report. We're also posting any important updates that we get into the newsroom on our Facebook page, WBTV's Facebook page. You can also find the updates on Twitter. All our updates will have a hashtag WBTVB2S. Our back-to-school coverage will continue throughout the show. In a few minutes, we'll talk live with superintendents from both Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools and Gaston County schools.
It is 6:06, and now to our coverage of the Republican National Convention. The delegates have arrived in Tampa, but so has the wind and rain. Thousands showing up last night for the RNC committee's welcoming party. It was the first official event on the schedule. The convention will be gavelled into session this afternoon and then adjourned minutes later because of Isaac's outer bands hitting the coast there.
Obviously, you can't be assured what would happen on Monday if you had a full arena and then couldn't get people out of here. So, I mean, it's an obvious choice. Safety first.
Romney will be nominated as his party's presidential candidate tomorrow night, and he'll accept the nomination on Thursday. And of course, we are 1 week away from the Democratic National Convention to be held here in Charlotte. You can depend on WBTV to bring you balanced coverage as we cover this historic event for Charlotte from every angle.
After the break, you'll hear from Gaston County Superintendent Reeves McGlowan. He'll talk about new programs going into place for your child this year.
And then we're also talking live with CMS Superintendent Dr. Heath Morrison. Also, a controversial law in the Carolinas heads to Washington. How it could impact you during the election coming up. And Sky 3 in the air over Charlotte this morning. We're on your side. You're watching Charlotte's best morning newscast. It's 8 minutes after 6 o'clock.